men's senior crews, MRC took the Benatar Challenge Cup. This morning we're going to take a look at the Veterans Regatta, which will be taking place a little bit later on. But before that, the Falquero Challenge Cup for crews made up of senior crew members and other members that have not won this event previously. Let's take a closer look. But before we do that, just a closer detailed result of Saturday's regatta. Calpe ladies won in a time of 6:42, and their crew was Stacey Gregg, Emma Sopardi, Emma Montado, Sharon Davidson, and they were coxed by Kyron Aquilina. And this was for the Stagneto Challenge Trophy, whilst in the Benatar Challenge Cup for senior crews, won by MRC in a time of 5:44. Their crew was Stuart Bensadon, Liam Yates, James Viñales, Tyrone Moreno, and coxed once again by Mark Hemi. And so on to Sunday's regatta, Falquero Challenge Trophy to begin with, and this competition for crews that have not previously won this event. We're now seeing there Med in lane 1, Calpe in lane 2, Med again in lane 3, and Calpe in lane 4. And in this race, the two Calpe crews broke away fairly early on. It was only the Med crew in lane 1 that was able to keep up with them, at least to about 3/4 of the race. But then Calpe's greater power, and indeed they seem to have some more experienced rowers in this race, started to tell towards the latter stages of the race, and they broke away quite comfortably. Crews now moving in towards the North Mole for the latter stages of the race, and the winning crew for Calpe with a time of 5:52 was Chris Borge, Derek Barbara, Mark Elul, Paul Peralta, and they were coxed by Kyron Aquilina. And one small bit of trivia there was that Mark Elul won this event, which had previously been won by his father way back in 1959. As it says, this is what makes the event interesting, that once you've won it, you cannot take part in it again. Our cameras will now move in to take a closer look at the winning crew. Delighted there and being spurred on by the many supporters at the North Mole end. Indeed, there are supporters there and at both clubhouses on Europort Road. And that's where the crews had to make their way back after the effort of these strenuous events, having to take back their yolas to their clubhouses. Many supporters there in North Mole on a sunny Sunday morning. And on to the veterans race, where crew members in both yolas, like for example David Dumas and Tony Loda in the Calpe crew, and Kenneth Sayers in the Med crew, made one sports reporter aware of the fact that time just flies by for some of us and that we're all in the veteran stage. This is a shorter distance race, over 1,000 meters, and Med seemed to be in control early on, but it was quite close towards the latter stages of the race, although Med eventually came out winners with a time of 3:48. There's a Calpe crew in view now with David Dumas, Tony Lodo, Juan Carlos Gomez, and Charlie Russo, trying to make a comeback towards the latter stages of the race. There's Med, coxed by Lily Gomez, finally made it home with Johnny Gonzalez, Jimmy Noguera, Kenny Sayers, and Eddie Diaz. It's Calpe coming in now, but they've just been pipped to it by the Med crew. The winning Med crew there, shattered after the event, but delighted with their win. And they'd been asked whether they wanted refreshments from the Maraite boat, but these were turned down by the Med crew. I later caught up with some of the oarsmen. Well, I have with me two members of the winning Calpe crew this morning for the Falquero Challenge Trophy, Mark Elul and Paul Peralta. Congratulations, boys. I thought you did a very good race there. Mark, was very good. You broke away early on in the race and you never looked back. Has the crew been training hard for this race?
We've been training very, very hard. We started off in September of last year, and really we're a new crew. Paul and myself, we rowed many years ago. I rowed over 10 years ago, and the other member of the crew, Derek Barbara, also started afresh this year, and really we only had one experienced stroke to carry us along. And really we've fulfilled our expectations. We've done as well as we thought we could do, and we hope to do better. I mean, we'll keep on trying.
And Paul, I'll ask you this, how hopeful are you of getting into the first crew? I know you've got to work very hard at that, and this competition is for crew members that have not won the Falquero Challenge Trophy before, and it's so usually a mix of crew. But how hopeful are you that you'll get into senior crew? Take you a couple of years, or hopefully
That's
soon?
correct. We are starting. Obviously, first crew is the objective of any crew. Um, we've obviously got to work on times. If you will note, the first crew's times are still far superior to ours. We've done our personal best today. We believe it's 5:52. That for us is obviously a milestone towards being first crews, and obviously we're snapping on the heels and hope to be in contentions in due course.
Okay, boys, and apart from that, in the international regatta that's coming up in July, in a couple of months, are you hopeful of taking part in that? Because there's a lot of events that will be taking place, I believe.
Well, I believe in the international regatta weekend we'll be taking part in the Forestier Walker. I don't think we can take part in international because we've only become senior oarsmen this season, so we're not eligible to participate. But our next aim is the Forestier Walker, which is the one that everybody loves to win because it's a little golden oar, and it's a very nice memento to have. So that's our aim.
Okay, well done for today, and enjoy the rest of the season. I certainly look forward to seeing a few more regattas this season. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, John, it started off as quite a close race, but your crew managed to break away towards the end. What are your impressions on the race?
Being a short race, I thought we would have opened up a bigger gap during has been a longer race.
And I have to ask you this. You seem to have a reputation in the club for burning out your crews. I don't know why that is, but can you explain a little bit more about that, please?
That's what they all say. But when I used to row competitive, I used to row at a high rate. That's the impression they all have, and they are afraid to row with me in this sort of regattas on a short stretches.
Finally, just one more thing. Are you looking forward to the international regatta and taking part in the veterans section, or are you going to give that a miss?
No, I'll give it a try with same crew probably, and train a bit more, a couple of outings for the next one, the 23rd of June, and try and win.
Well, Lily, congratulations. You did quite well there. It was a close race. Did you have to do anything in particular to push your crew in?
It's always very tricky when you've got a crew of this nature because normally the training hasn't been going on for too long, and you've only got a few days to get your crew together. You don't know what to expect fitness-wise, and other than being oarsmen who've been there for many years, and you expect that they know what a regatta is. It's hard going because some of them the fitness just disappears halfway through the race, and it becomes a hard slog. Just have to keep on pegging away at them, hoping that they'll make it to the finish.
I did get the impression that you were quietly confident throughout the course of the race, and that you didn't think that you were going to have any serious problems in this. Am I right in that?
Well, ironically, I'd been out on a regatta about half an hour before, and like usually happens out in the harbour, the sea here tends to change very, very quickly, and I steered for a course further in the harbour, a longer course than normally I thought I would have taken, only to find that halfway down the course the swell had disappeared. And it's a good thing that I had a very, very strong crew this morning. They're getting on now, but the strength is still there, and I think I did quite well.
And just one more thing, you intend to keep on working then towards taking part in the international regatta in July?
Oh yes, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of crews out there. You just have to see that some mornings down here at 7 o'clock, there's already boats queuing up to get out there. There's a lot of enthusiasm. The sport is going very strong. I hope to be out there with all the other crews, and I'm quietly confident that we'll do very, very well.
Well, thanks for your time, Lily, and no doubt I'll join you in the celebrations a little bit later on.
No doubt you will, Joe. Thank you.
Well, a bit of